Hi everyone, I am Zubair Sheikh and this is my CS546 web programming final course project. This is the Syndicate Herald. This is a news aggregator website which collects news from the newsapi.org and displays them for each user according to his personal preferences. Newsapi.org is a news providing website which has its own APIs and in different languages, and I've used the Node.js API for this website. We can get multiple sources of news from there. Let's start this demo by creating a user. As you can see, there are tooltips on this sign up form where we are sure to know what each field stands for and what is needed. The client-side validation runs every time a field is updated. Every time a field is updated, all the validations are run again and again, and the corresponding message is displayed according to each field under it. Once this field is updated, the validation is run again and the message is hidden as the validation is complete. The other thing you can see is the sign up button is not enabled. The sign up button will be enabled after all the validations are passed. Let's create a password for this guy. As you see, I've created a right password and the sign up button is enabled. Let's create the user. As soon as you create the user, you get the chance to select the news sources for him. Let's start by selecting some of the news sources. This is a multi-select drop down as well as search bar, which is called the select. This is from the select to library. The main use of this is we can type and search as well as use it as a drop down menu. As you just saw, I searched the Bloomberg and selected it just by my keyboard instead of the mouse. Let's update this user, and here we go. These are the news feeds just for this particular user. There are multiple newses and multiple news sources, as you can see. Each news has a title, the author, and a description. It also shows us the image corresponding to the news and the time it was published. The number of news articles displayed depends on the number of news sources we select. There are some few news articles which also has a content, and if we want to learn more about it, we can just click on the link and look at see more and go to the web page itself. Each news article has its own see more button and the link provided to it. The news articles are ordered in the latest news articles comes up first. As you can see, the number of hours the news article has been printed is increasing more and more. We can also search for news article containing some specific keywords. Let's search for news related to New York. You see, this is the latest one. As you can see, all the news articles contain the word New York. You can always go back to your feed and check what is the latest news article. You can update your profile to add more news articles. Let's add something about NFL. I don't see anything from NFL right now. Let's add another one. Okay, here is one from NFL. You can see your recent activities by clicking on the sessions button. These are the sessions. As you can see, I have just logged in and I have just started this account, and it was around 4 minutes ago. So let's have a look at the other users. Let's log out. These are some users I have created. On the login form as well, there are some validations like this. And this, wherever an unauthorized username or password is provided, it doesn't work. So this is a new user, another user I have created previously, and he has his own sources of news articles. As you can see, the first name, last name details are not allowed to edit, as they didn't matter to this specific project. They can be edited via the web API, but not from the front end. Let's have a look at the sessions for this user. You can see there are few more sessions than the previous user, and all of these have some lot of time. There was this session which lasted long, and we just started the session just right now. Let's talk about the security of this website. All the URLs are username encoded, and we can go to any username if provided only if the user is logged in. Let's go to our previous user. As you can see, I put in the previous user username, but I've still rendered the page with my own user profile. This is still my news. As you can see, there is no difference. Let's try looking up somebody else's sessions. These are still mine. If I try to go back at home, I'm rendered back to my home page, to my profile page. And once I log out, let's go to my home page, and no, I cannot do that. One more validation I would like you to know is the username validation. The username should be unique, and as you just saw, I have put in 2 usernames previously. Let's try using them again. As you can see, the username is not available. This works on the client side using jQuery by checking the number available by sending a post request to the backend server side and getting to know if the username is available on the backend or no. Let's try with Alex. It's still not available. Let's try with something else. This is available. As you can see, all the validations are filled. Let's try again with the previous username, and it's not available. Okay, let's log in with somebody else. Let's use this is strange, me forgetting the users I've created. Okay. Cool, here we go. So this is another user, and this user has his own news feeds. No user can see another user's news feeds unless they are shared with each other. I have used Bootstrap as my base CSS library on the front end to include the search bars, all the cards, making the forms, the tables, and everything. On the back end, I have used MongoDB as my database, and I'm storing the user profiles and their sessions. As you can see, these are my users. And I added another one. I'm storing their sessions. And every time a user logs in, his session is started, and every time he logs out, his session is deactivated. This is the session we are in right now. You can see each session has a session ID, which is the same as what the cookie ID will be for that user, and this user ID will be the same for what the user ID will be. That's this. I have used select to for using this multi-select drop down. Apart from that, I have used jQuery for the client side validations and making changes on the forms. If the validation is not successful. I've used the express handlebar express sessions in the bcrypt for creating templating on the backend for Node.js. I have used two templates. One is the home template and one is the user template. This is the user template right now, and this is my home template. I've used body parser, the Node.js library, for making post and getting the body from the form data. I've also used moment.js to handle some time related operations like these, where you can just read the duration in as a human can do. I've also used UUID MongoDB to create UUIDs for each session and each user. These are some of the libraries I've used. I've also used Newman or Node.js library from Postman to test the web APIs. As you can see, we can search the news using different keywords. And it can give you news from any time. All these cards are made in the templates, and it all depends on the number of news articles we get. The navigation bar is static for easy navigation even while we are scrolling through the news, so that we can go back to our profile or our feed or sessions just whenever we want. I've wrote some CSS for some particular elements of the UI, like the form, like the login form, and some client-side JavaScript files for the validations for both the things. I have used Express.js and no other library other than that, except from Bootstrap for my CSS. And this product can be used as a news aggregator website for different sources and different people. This can be used to create a platform where we can share news articles for other people on the same platform and share news to our friends just by sharing them these links. The main purpose of this project was learning how Node.js works and how user authentication works using the cookie-based system, which I've learned and used and displayed that thing by using the sessions, where we can see all the sessions of the user that is logged in, and each session is sorted in descending order. The latest are displayed first. As you can see, no session didn't had end. That means all the sessions were ended correctly, and the cookie cannot be stolen or used for malicious activities. As I just showed you the security features of this website, if we try to log in again, it won't allow us. I've used the Express.js session middleware for the security purpose. The login validation is done on the server side, so a user cannot log in, cannot be authenticated if he's not supposed to. Only the sign up validation is done on the client side, as it is easier to do the pre-hand validation just before it reaches the server. The logout and the login works perfectly. All the news articles are given by the news API, and it requires an internet connection, and the latency depends on the internet speed and the number of news articles published each hour. So this is my project. That's it from me. Thank you.